Hi, everybody. Good morning. So first of all, you guys need to visit omahasteaks.com and enter code CHICKS at checkout to save
5 0.
50% on steaks. Juicy, delicious meats.
I'm trying to sound sizzly.
Steaks. Plus an extra $30 off during our semi-annual sale. It's a semi-annual sale. You got to go do it. Take advantage of that. Also, you should go to our site and check out our newsletter. You can find our happy little faces, click on the subscribe button, and then get to our newsletter. Do that also. So those are the two things you have to take care of this morning. That's some housekeeping we have to take care of. Also, point of personal privilege. It's not really even a privilege, but I think I have a bit of like an ear infection thing going on and some nasal stuff. It's been a fantastic weekend, everybody. So if I'm sniffling and, as Muck would say, snorgly,
you got the snorgles.
Apologize. I've got my my tissue, so I apologize in advance for that happening. So anyway, that's happening. I thought I'd warn you in advance, but
yeah.
Hello, good morning.
I too have a little bit of the sniffles, not nearly as bad, but yeah. Somebody just pointed out that you've got some daylight. I've got full ass daylight right now because of freaking daylight savings time or the end of it or whatever.
Yeah, we have a thing to show you guys about DST at the end of the show.
Yes, we do.
How we feel about it, right?
Thank you so much to everyone who acknowledged that Friday was National Chicks on the Right Day. We had the worst National Chicks on the Right Day of all time.
It was awful.
Of all time.
It was the worst. It was terrible in every way possible.
Awful. And we apologize for the late notice on the fact that there was no show on Friday. We were fully prepared to do a show, except that I woke up at 4:30, my normal time, went straight to the computer to see what's up, and I saw two emails that were of concern. The first said that some Chinese dude, whose name I did not recognize, had joined our Facebook business.
We didn't invite him. He wasn't invited.
He was not invited.
Nope.
So for those of you who just have Facebook pages, I mean, I shouldn't say just, like everybody has their profile page, or you might even have a business page, right? Like you might have an actual page for your business. But there's also a feature in Facebook that allows you to have a business for your business page. And what that does is it allows us, for example, to have an insiders group where you guys who pay a subscription fee every month, you get some special content, you have special privileges, right, within that group. That is part of our business. The fact that there are advertising ads in our Facebook videos, that's part of our business. Yeah. And so we get this email that says, you have this new foreign person in your business. And I'm like, that's not okay.
No. We did not invite Jang Song Tak to be part of our business. Yeah.
Right. The very next email I got, and I'm still bleary-eyed, like I'm not at all, I'm completely freaking out at just the first one. But the one right after that was the more concerning one, because it said, Miriam Weaver, it was to me, and it said, hey, Ronald Weaver, my husband, has removed you from the Facebook business. And I am like,
he didn't do that.
What?
He didn't do that. He wouldn't have done that.
And he's in there, and your husband is in our business, so that if for some reason something happened where we lost our password or something, somebody in our inner circle would have access to the business, because it's a business.
Right.
It's pretty important. And so it says that my own husband has kicked me out. So I run to the bedroom and I'm like, honey, it says that you've kicked me out of the business. He's of course like, he has no idea what that means. He's never even in the business.
I'm still sleeping. I didn't do that.
He's like, I assure you that I have not done that. So we go to his computer. He's also like, his email's been hacked, right? So whoever the Chinese dude is totally hacks his email, gets into our business, and then proceeds to remove us and all of our other partners that help us out of our business. So we do not have access to our own business, you guys. It was terrifying.
It was pretty terrifying. Yeah. So all of us were kicked out, all of us. And then in real time, the thing is we were kicked out, but our names were still in there. So we could kind of see the back end. We could see the hell. It was the hellscape that was happening that day. So it's like they left us like like visibility so we could see the people that were coming in. So Chinese dude was letting all of his Chinese dude friends in there, and we could see them coming in, and it was like, oh my
And we
God.
could do nothing to stop it. It was
So
horrific.
Mock and I were just watching real time all these dudes come in and just kind of infiltrate our site and take over. And it was
And we were waiting at any moment to be completely, locked out of our own page. Now, for some reason, that never happened. Like our Facebook page, we still had access to it, but it was the business behind it that we no longer had access to. And then they deleted almost 2 years, like all of our 2023 content gone. Most of 2022 gone, and probably forever, because like Facebook is not particularly great at getting back to us. We did recover our business account. We have we were making calls to like everybody that we knew who might have connections to Facebook, trying, doing support tickets, doing everything that we could. And then finally, it was late that afternoon that like I was able to get back in through one of our connections, and then it seemed like everything was safe, but like we were still scared to do anything. We couldn't get our content back. It was a nightmare. It was just an absolute nightmare.
I don't think the Chinese dude was expecting us to fight back either.
Yeah.
I mean, because when he was coming in real time, I was like, okay, click on him, see if you can block him. Like we were in real time trying to fight back. And so I mean, listen, in our defense, I guess props to us, we were trying to fight him real time. Like, we're not going to go down without a fight. And so we were doing that. Like, we were like, oh, hell no, you're not going to take our business, Chinese man. So we were trying very hard to keep our site, our business intact. And so we were fighting. And we weren't just going to sit there and go, oh, look at these Chinese people taking over all of our stuff that we've worked for 14 years,
Right.
So,
and we watched, like, they took our cover photo away. They unlinked they took our website name off. Like, it was crazy what they were doing. And so we couldn't have a show because all of this was happening like that morning. We were trying to deal with everything. Somebody's asking if your personal contacts are at risk. I wish I could answer that question. I don't think so, because nothing changed on our insiders page. Nothing changed on our group page. This was all about the back end business stuff. And I don't think anybody's at risk.
It's us. We're the ones who are at risk. It's us. We're the problem. It's us, because because they have stuff like, we assume they have like our tax ID number. They have personal information. We're just waiting. We're kind of bracing ourselves for anything that will come next after that. So
yeah, I mean, we don't know if it's over. It wasn't until Saturday that I finally got a confirmation email from Facebook saying we've recovered your account, but they didn't answer any questions about like, when are we going to be able to earn money again? When are we going to be able to, I don't know to what extent it's fully restored, because the content is all still gone. So it's bad, you guys. It was bad. It's better now than it was on Friday, certainly, because we do have control over our business again. But
but it's still it's still not back to where it was. It's still not. And everybody says, this is why you shouldn't be on Facebook. Yeah, but the problem is that
y'all are out there.
Y'all are still there, right? And it's the beast that we can't get away from. We've never been able to get away from Facebook. I mean, we just can't. You cannot. If it were only that easy.
I know people say that, and I'm just like, okay, we have almost 1.5 million people out on our page that we rely on to watch the videos, to take advantage of our sponsor deals, like all of those things. And we can't just be like, bye, because unfortunately, that's a huge part of our business. So if you guys all left, great, then we'll follow you, but you guys won't leave. And so we have to be where the people are.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
So Montez saying, if we pay you through Facebook, should we cancel that and pay elsewhere? We would love for everybody to join locals.
Like everybody.
But we know that you won't. I mean, we know that everybody are creatures of habit. So if you're currently in Facebook Insiders, that does not seem to be compromised in any way. No, they did not steal any money. They couldn't, because I've got that pretty well locked down. And that was a side of the business that they could not take over, thankfully. And Facebook immediately put a pause on all of that. The problem is that they haven't unpaused it. So we can't get paid until they unpause it. And so hoping that they do that at some point. But so,
yeah. It's just like the bottom line is it would be great if we could take all 1.4 million people and just transfer them to locals.
Right.
There's
and that's just not a thing.
There's no way to do that unless people willingly go to locals. So we're slaves to Facebook, you guys. We just are.
Yeah, we are in danger, girl.
We are.
And by the way, you can join locals without paying. Like, you can be a member of locals. That way, for example, if we did get kicked off completely on Facebook, we still stream there every morning. You don't have to pay. You only have to pay at locals if you want to be part of the supporter group and post comments, post your own content, things like that. So no, Amy, there is no fee for locals if you just are a regular member. It just allows you to access the page, and there's no cost for that. It's only if you want to see exclusive content and that sort of thing. So in any case, I'm really curious if you're watching on Facebook right now, if you're even able to send stars, because we can't see stars in here right now. So I would be very curious to see if they're even letting you do that. If you are, and it's letting you, it's being held until they unhold our account or whatever. So I don't know. It's all just been a huge nightmare, and we're still recovering from it. But that all happened, ironically, on National Chicks on the Right Day. And so many people were so kind and sent such nice messages about recognizing and remembering the fact that we completely made up this holiday.
I know.
And people still recognize it. I
love it too. It's so great. So great.
So nice, you guys. And by the way, I was supposed to get my second gum surgery on Friday and had to cancel it because we were in the mix of it, and I couldn't break away. There was no way.
The only I think the great thing that came out of that though is that she still had a Valium that was like on standby. And I was like, girl, you need to take that Valium today.
I know.
You just take it, even though you're not having surgery.
For real.
Right.
So it was that night. I needed it that night because I told Daisy it was probably like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I realized I had not left my chair. I hadn't peed. I hadn't eaten. I was shaking.
We
the
were
whole
both
day.
We're both glued to our desk like all day long, and then we were like, "Holy crap! It's 3:00 in the afternoon!" Like we hadn't. Yeah, it was nuts.
And anytime I tried to type anything, there was like a zillion mistakes because I was shaking. I was shaking with rage and fear for most of the entire day.
It was such a weird day. It was crazy day. And I told her, I said, just take that Valium. Either that or go drink a bottle of red wine, something.
I did both.
Hit our share of meltdowns that day. Yeah.
But in any case, the worst seems to be over, and I do feel confident that everything is going to get restored. Gas Can, thank you so much. Says, missed y'all. Hope all is well. I think it's getting there. Carol Wortham, thank you. Carol says, we just went through this a couple months ago. Took us a week to get it back. It was horrible. Happy Chicks on the Right Day. Thank you. And Michelle Boyd, thank you. Good morning, Chicks. I'm now on YouTube, and I just joined Locals. I have been hacked, and it's horrible. God bless you, ladies. Thank you so much. And also, massive thank you and a super duper extra happiest of birthdays to Dana Spain and to her daddy-o, who is in heaven. They shared a birthday while he was living for 51 years. And she asked yesterday, because she can't send stars or stickers, she doesn't do any of that. And she was like, I'm going to Venmo you a little treat. And I would love for you to remember my birthday and my Heavenly Father's birthday. And so, yes, happy birthday
to Dana.
To Dana and her daddy-o. Very much looking forward to seeing Dana in person in Costa Rica next month. So that's super exciting.
God, that's next month. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Crazy.
Oh it's so soon. Everything is just flying right now.
Right.
You guys, can I just remind you that when you are stressing out and when you're not remembering to eat, particularly your veggies and your fruits or really anything, this is a good backup because you got to drink something and you might as well make it something healthy like Field of Greens. Field of Greens is the green powder that you just throw on to an 8-ounce glass of water, mix it up really good, and then you've got yourself a delicious tasting berry drink that gives you energy. It just gives you all the stuff that you would be getting from real fresh fruits and veggies that you're not eating. It gives it to you right in this powder. So delicious. That's the big thing, right? Because why would you ever want to take a disgusting tasting green powder? Ew. Nobody wants to do that. You don't have to because this is delicious, right? And if you go to fogchicks.com, fogchicks.com, and you use promo code CHICKS, you will get 15% off your order and free rush shipping. So, and then it's an additional, you get extra 10% off too when you do a subscription order. 15% off at fogchicks.com. So check them out if you would, please. All right. We do actually have news. Becky Laurent, thank you. Since it's a made-up holiday, can we reschedule it just for this year?
We probably should, right? Double up.
I mean, it is made up, but I also feel like that's the day. You know, I mean, you can't just have you can't do like a mulligan.
I mean, it's what made that day tolerable.
All right. Let's get to some things. So we told you about our day of hell, and that's that. Hopefully that is in the past, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. Interesting turn of events in that there are some very prominent Democrats who are now pushing Joe Biden to exit the race. And so you guys probably all saw the recent polling that Trump is showing ahead in several battleground states in polling. Now, polls schmoles, right? Like we never know what to make of them. But it's a concern enough for Democrats that now you're hearing people like David Axelrod and Bill Kristol saying, I think it's time for Joe Biden to, step aside and let a new generation of leader be the main candidate for the Democrats. And so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens now that some of the more prominent Democrats are saying it. There's been not so prominent Democrats saying it a long time, but now it's getting, the pressure's on,
Yeah, totally.
And then add to the mix the fact that there's this whole investigation into all of his finances. You know that he's compromised, like in so many ways, as a candidate. And so I just still think
it's going to be Gavin. It's
going to be Gavin. I just don't know how. If he'll step aside or if there's going to be some sort of DNC thing.
Mental faculties. They're going to have to do something about the fact that he's just unfit to serve. And they're going to do it in a way that's like gentle and loving. And you know how they do, how the Democrats do this. And it's going to be Gavin. We've been saying this all along, right? It has to be him. I know.
I just haven't known like how it's going to happen, right? Like, is it going to be that Biden actually voluntarily steps aside?
Well, they can make
or
it
is it going to be DNC shenanigans?
Well, they'll probably make it look like he's voluntarily doing it. They just tell him what to do, and then he'll do whatever it is that they say. This is because he does whatever they tell him to do anyway. So he'll just do it.
But I mean, Jill's going to be there pushing back. Like it's not like she's
not going to be paid handsomely for whatever it is that you know what I mean? Like they'll make sure that she's taken care of,
But then what about Kamala?
She'll probably still be VP.
Oh, that would be such a slap in the face, though.
Would it though? Because
if you're her and you've been serving as VP,
she's got a cush job. I don't think she'll mind. I don't even.
But then I feel like that would make her look so weak.
Well, she already is weak. But I mean, does she really want to be president though? Does she though? Does she?
Yeah. I mean, she ran for president and she took the next best spot. I think she wants it. And I can't imagine her just rolling over for Gavin.
I think everybody in the Democrat Party like that just kind of does what they're told. The DNC is more commie than we definitely are. And we don't tell our people what to do. They tell their people what to do. And they are like lockstep. They do exactly what they're told. And they pick their people. They totally pick who the person's going to be. And then they pick who the VP is going to be. That's how they do it on their side of the aisle. They're like legit commies over there, just ask Bernie Sanders. Oh my God.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Morgan, thank you. Morgan says, happy COTR day. Sorry it was so shitastic. Do you think they targeted that day on purpose? I don't think so. I don't think it was on purpose. That would just be.
I don't think they know about it in China.
Weird. I don't think. But who knows? I mean, it just worked out that way. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, before we get to some videos, wanted to mention that today, I believe, or at least this week, and I do think today, Trump is going to be taking the stand in the New York City in that civil trial. And so both the boys took the stand last week. I don't think Ivanka did, but I think she's due to. I'm just not sure when. Yeah, I think she's supposed to too. She tried to get out of it and they were like, nope, you have to. I just don't know when she's doing it, but Trump is supposed to do it today. And I don't think it went particularly well. I didn't hear a lot about it, but it sounded like the boys basically said, we're not accountants. The accountants did everything. And I don't know that that's a good I don't know that that's a good defense. So
did you see how he was drawn? Did you see how they drew? Did you see how they drew him? Somebody drew.
Oh my God, he looks so hot. He looks super hot in that.
It was one of the court drawings, and I was like, dude, he looks like a Marvel superhero. What is that? He looks
super hot. They should get that guy to draw Sam Bankman-Fried, because did you see those pictures? Those were horrible.
I don't even know who did that. I'm not really sure. I think it was may have been somebody on the internet who did it, but that was,
oh my gosh.
Like, hold on, look at this one.
Oh my God. He looks so much better than he actually does in real life.
He looks completely hot. That one's even more amazing.
Like, look at that mean face. Do they have any of Eric?
I want him to draw me. I would look like, I would look amazing if that specific person drew me.
Right. I would also like to,
we need to hire that person to draw us.
What's the word when you like hire somebody when you, what's that word, you guys? When you like commission? Yeah, I want to commission that person.
That person needs to draw us. We'd be all like, I just need that person to draw me, because that is fantastic. Can you even? That's fantastic.
Yeah, he looks good. There was none of Eric?
I didn't see. I don't know. I didn't see any. Maybe takes maybe Eric. More I didn't see Eric's, but damn. I mean, I was like, you go, Donald Trump Jr. with that drawing of you. Let me see if there's any.
Yeah, I'd be framing that.
I don't know if Eric shared any. If he did, maybe he did.
Wait, so Donald Trump Jr. is the one that shared those?
He shared them. He was like, I look fine in these. Yeah. Eric didn't share any.
Okay, maybe they didn't turn out as good.
I thought that was fantastic. I was like, yeah, you do. You look really good in those. Props to the artist. Yeah.
Alexander, thank you. Alexander says a vote for Biden is a vote for Venn diagram Kamala, and anyone who should be held in a psych ward can vote. Unfortunately, I know we've seen that happen before. The terrible people vote for sure. Anyway, so we'll see what happens in the civil trial this week. And now it is time to get to some videos about other election stuff. So there was a Freedom Summit in Florida this past weekend that lots of the candidates spoke at. Trump did, DeSantis did, Asa Hutchinson, who is inexplicably still in this race, did.
Why?
Chris Christie, I
what?
I don't know.
Stop.
Just stop. So you know how there's been hullabaloo about Kim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa, not actually saying out loud that she was endorsing anyone up until yesterday. That has now changed. And here is Dasha, I think her name is Dasha, to report about it.
Dasha, what do you have? Kristen, good morning. Will Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds endorse? It's the question that campaigns, reporters, and voters have been asking throughout this primary, and we now have the answer. Reynolds will endorse a candidate, and that candidate is Ron DeSantis, according to sources close to both governors. She's going to make it official at a rally tomorrow night here in Des Moines. And Kristen, let's be clear about the significance of this. It's a major break from tradition. Iowa governors traditionally remain neutral ahead of their first in the nation caucuses, and it's a high-profile break from former President Trump, who has already been repeatedly hitting Reynolds for what he sees as a lack of loyalty. Now, it's true that DeSantis trails Trump by about 30 points in Iowa, but this is perhaps the only endorsement that could actually move the needle in a state whose results could set the narrative for the rest of the primaries. Reynolds is wildly popular with Republican voters here, and her support could give DeSantis some much-needed momentum in Iowa, where his campaign has gone all in, and before he takes a debate stage where he's going to try to separate himself from the competition on Wednesday night, Kristen.
Yeah, the all-important question, will it move?
Yeah, so I listen, I just don't think that a endorsement from an Iowa governor is gonna move the needle for anybody. Like
I feel like you know what you're gonna do.
Right. If I heard that, and I were a person if I were in Trump's camp, if I am in Trump's camp, and I hear, oh God, so The governor of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, she's going to vote for DeSantis. Oh my God, I changed my mind.
Right? This is not what people do.
Changed my mind. I mean, I don't like if Lady Gaga or like if it said, this is why I just don't give a shit about endorsements. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so, especially coming from the governor of Iowa, like people think that that's really going to move because people, I mean, she was saying, oh, people are like, they really like this governor. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's great. She's probably an awesome governor. She seems like a really cool chick. You know, she's doing a great job. Yay. That's great. But people don't care. Do people really care what she thinks?
Has anybody been waiting to see what she thinks before they make their choice? I just don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, I don't.
But I don't know. Now, obviously, Trump was not happy. And so for those people who are listening and not watching, he truthed the following statement. And this was one of a couple of like really angry tweets or truths or whatever. He said, if and when Kim Reynolds of Iowa endorses Ron DeSanctimonious, who is absolutely dying in the polls, both in Iowa and nationwide, it will be the end of her political career in that MAGA would never support her again, just as MAGA will never support DeSanctimonious again. Two extremely disloyal people getting together is, however, a very beautiful thing to watch. They can now remain loyal to each other because nobody else wants them.
She's so mad.
She's so mad.
Just so mad.
So, like I said, unfortunately, there's another way that we prep the show is by using a specific website that helps us get videos from Twitter and show them to you. And since that site has also been hacked, not because of us, it has nothing to do with us, but they also got hit with some big attack over the weekend. And so we haven't been able to get as many videos from this Freedom Summit as we wanted to. But we do have Asa Hutchinson, who was trying to tell a very pro-Trump crowd that he's probably going to be put in jail. And they did not like hearing that. So that is what you are about to see. Where is it? Here.
5 years as a federal prosecutor and also in defending some of the most serious federal criminal cases, I can say that there is a significant likelihood that Donald Trump will be found guilty by a jury on a felony offense next year. That may or may not happen before you vote in March. And it might not make any difference to you, but it will make a difference for our chances to attract independent voters in November. It will make a difference for those down ticket races for Congress and Senate. And it will weaken the GOP for decades to come.
Move here as a
Does he think he's going to be president? Does he think that?
Oh my God.
I'm not sure.
It was the same for Chris Christie. Chris Christie was saying the same stuff, also got booed. Like they just aren't reading their room.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, is that why they're doing this? Are they doing it just to try to get heard about, like they're just trying to diss Trump? Is that I'm assuming that's their aim at this point, because they know they're not going to win. They're not going to be president. So now they're just trying to squawk, right? That's what they're doing.
I guess so. I mean, Asa's not going to be on the stage on Wednesday. You know?
Yeah. So like, why is he doing this? He's doing this just because he's bitter and angry and he's like pissed off and he's suffering from TDS too. Like, that's obviously that's why these guys are doing it. They're doing it just because they're like, listen, I'm failing. I got to scream on my way out.
Yeah. I got to dump the Monopoly table over. Right.
Yeah.
Throw that over on my way out. I don't get it either. And I think Burgum is still technically in the race. I mean, really? I don't think there's people that have pulled out except for that Perry guy, Perry Johnson. He did officially leave the race.
I totally forgot about him. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I don't think Doug Burgum has officially withdrawn and Asa hasn't.
I'm shocked by that.
Right? I know. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Why are they doing
no
this?
sense.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still in it.
Pence did, but he's gone.
That's right. Yes, Pence did.
Pence dropped out.
He did leave.
Mm-hmm.
I know we spoke about greens earlier and green powder. Make sure that you're also taking care of your doggo too, because dogs need their green powder as well.
Yeah.
And this Rough Greens is made by naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who wants you to know how Rough Greens can keep your dog going along with you all summer long. And it's by making sure that they're getting their good nutrition. So they're not just eating their kibble, their dry kibble, which is just dead dog food. When you sprinkle this green powder on top of your dog's food, it brings their food to life and it gives them all of the active ingredients that they're missing from their dead dog food that helps them lead their longest, bestest lives. And you can try it for free. You can get a free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens by just covering shipping. You can do that by going to roughchicks.com, RUFF chicks.com, and you will get your free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. You can try it. Your dogs are going to love it. My dogs are crazy about it. It makes it's paw licking good, I like to say, because immediately after they eat it, they're always like, I got to get every last bit of it, like every last grain that might have been around or on my paws or around my bowl. They love it. Your dogs will too. So check it out, roughchicks.com for your free Jumpstart trial bag. I think we have a few more thank yous to dole out. Jamie Hill, thank you. Megyn Kelly had a guest talk about this, said Joe has to accept the nomination. Then after the convention, he's free to step down. The DNC would be able to choose a nominee any earlier, and they're obligated to go with Kamala.
It's going to be Gavin.
That is interesting.
It's going to be Gavin.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
They've been grooming him. He's been going and talking to he's going to China. He's doing all the things. He's like mowing over kids on basketball courts. This is what he's doing. They're priming him to be president. It's totally.
But don't you? I mean, what's amazing about that, if that's right, Jamie, is that if they install Gavin, if the DNC is like, well, it's our pick now. Who cares what the American people want? We're putting Gavin in. Then Democrats, that's not a democracy. This is something Democrats are always screaming about, is having a proper democracy. That means that Gavin will be installed like a dictator by just a select few group of people.
Yeah, but
that's not democracy.
Well, they did that with Biden too. They
essentially did.
They installed him too. Yeah.
Well, they went through some motions.
Oh, let's get real. They didn't really. They totally installed him. Plus, they kind of field tested that other dude who nobody heard of. I don't even remember his name because nobody has heard of him. That other dude last week we talked about. They kind of field tested that dude who kind of came in. I don't even know. You guys remember his name?
I don't.
The dude that we just talked about last week, who he's like, I'm running for president. And
then that Congress guy. Yeah.
Right. And the ladies on the View are like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
I think they wanted to just see what would happen if they put another dude out there to act like, oh yeah, some other dude's coming in and he wants to run for president. I think that was just a total scam. Just to see if they could get some other guy to look like he's running for president. And it's so going to be Gavin. It's just going to be him.
Yeah. I still maintain that we can't beat him. I mean, I hate it. I don't want to believe that, but I do think that there's enough idiots that are out there voting that are going to be like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. I love him.
I don't know. If you put him against an RFK, I think that's not but I think an RFK maybe could beat him.
I don't know. There's a viral clip of RFK from years ago talking about how he wants there to be a fully federally controlled grid where the federal government can just decide that you keep your house too warm or too cool and make those adjustments on your behalf. And he was all in favor of that.
I hate it. No, I'm not saying I like that. I'm not saying I want RFK to win. I'm just saying that I think he could actually beat Gavin. I think he could.
I think so.
You don't think? You think that Gavin and him and toe to toe in a debate, you think that Gavin could actually beat RFK in a debate?
Absolutely. He is so smooth, that guy. Oh my God. He is so smooth. Well, and we'll see. We'll see at the end of this month, right? He's still going to debate DeSantis. That will be a really, really interesting showdown. But I think
Gavin and DeSantis.
Yeah. And I think people are going to see Gavin and just how smarmy and weaselly, but how effective he is at making a case.
I sure would like to see Gavin debate Trump. I'd like Trump to debate somebody. That would be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah. Lisa, I don't know how to say your last name. It's Behe. Thank you so much. Lisa says, chicks and everyone, ask your insurance agent to add cyber protection to your homeowners or renters insurance for these cyber attacks. It also should be on your business insurance, and it is very affordable. Interesting. Interesting and good advice,
It is
Lisa.
good advice.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Okay, the reason that Glenn Youngkin's face has been on your screen for this long, he was on with George Stephanopoulos, and George Stephanopoulos asked him outright, have you ruled out running for president? Now, I feel like that's a pretty simple yes or no question, but you wouldn't know it based on Glenn Youngkin's answer. You guys tell me if this sounds like he's ruling it out.
Result of the great actions I think we've taken.
You've got a lot of Republicans around the country who want you to run for president. As you know, you just saw the poll we had that showed both Joe Biden and Donald Trump unpopular. Now, I know you say you're not going to address this until after the Tuesday election, but I just want to know, have you ruled out running for president in 2024, or is that still a possibility?
Well, George, I'm a homegrown Virginian who 40 years ago was washing dishes and taking out trash, and to even have my name tossed around in this is incredibly humbling. I'm excited about the fact that people are encouraged by what's happening in Virginia, where common sense policies really are working to generate job growth. And we have a huge tax rebate that has gone out. We've had $5 billion of tax relief. People like this. And so I continue to be very focused on Virginia. I've said over and over again, I've been at the Rockingham County Fair, not the Iowa State Fair. I'm campaigning across Virginia and focused on Virginia, not in New Hampshire, not in South Carolina, not in Nevada. I'm focused on Virginia, and that's where my attention will continue to be.
That's about the answer I was expecting. It wasn't exactly a no, but thank you for addressing the question. Let me just find.
That's very politician-y. And but I don't like if he's going to jump in at the last minute. It's very like Evan McMullen, whatever that dude's name was. Remember him? He jumped in at the 11th hour. I don't like it when guys do that. Like, don't wait until everybody else has run 3 miles of the marathon, and then you jump in at the 24th mile. That's not cool, man. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that.
And I just feel like that sounded like he might do it.
I mean, I like him. You know, I like him, but don't wait until the last minute. I've run 24 miles. You know what I mean? You don't get to do that.
Okay, so speaking of that Freedom Summit, I'm going to share my screen to show you a few different clips of some stuff that went down there. So, for example, there was a 2-minute diatribe that Trump, when he was speaking, he's still on this disloyalty kick when it comes to DeSantis. And now the story has gotten a little bit more embellished. So now instead of DeSantis asking for his endorsement, now the story is that DeSantis came to him crying, tears, asking for the endorsement. And so you got to hear Trump tell it, because it is pure Trump. Listen to this.
They said, Governor, are you going to run against the president? He said, I have no comment. I have no comment. I said, wow, no comment. That means he's going to run to me. And I said, let's hit him hard right now. And my people said, sir, don't hit him. He's a Republican. I said, I don't care if he's a Republican. And we hit him hard, and now he's like a wounded falling bird from the skies. But I don't like that, you know. And we talk about loyalty because I think it's the same thing. I said
he's just that went on. That was a good 3-minute clip just about DeSantis. It was probably longer, actually.
Yeah.
So
you can find it. It's a pretty good clip.
I mean, if you want to see that, you should see it. And it was actually interesting because, you know, he's in Florida, right? Like, if you're in Florida and you're with Floridians who you know, reelected DeSantis in overwhelming numbers, it's because they were pleased with how he performed on COVID, right? So it was interesting that Trump tried to take on the COVID discussion in Florida and not recognize DeSantis for it. So let me just embiggen this as well. And the crowd did not like it. The crowd did not appreciate him leaving Florida out.
we did a great job in COVID. We never got the credit for the job we did. We let Republican governors keep their states open. Many of them did. Henry McMaster, South Carolina, did a great job. South Dakota did a great job. Tennessee did a great job. A lot of them. They kept them open. No. We did a great job in COVID. We never got the credit for the job we did.
Really?
Republican.
You're not going to mention the actual state that you're in that set the example for the entire country?
Yeah, I hear you. Somebody made the comment. I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't see the name, but they said that they wish that he would talk more about deportations and immigration than DeSantis. He
can't help himself. He just
I know. I know. Yeah, there's a fixation there, and I hear you. And I get tired of the fixation too. Like, just enough with the DeSantis / Trump thing. Like, I just shut up already. Like, stop. There's so much crap going on. Like, if I wish he would talk more about what's going on with Israel. I wish he would talk more about our border. I wish he would talk more, just all the things that are going on with just inflation. There's just so much that's happening in the world and with our country falling apart. I mean, I know he probably touched on some of that stuff, but I just wish he wouldn't. I know he's running for president against him. I know it's like, but I feel like he's touched on the fact that DeSantis is so far away from him and that he's kicking his ass in the polls that he shouldn't be concerned about him.
Right. And he continues to be very, very, very concerned about him because he talks about him all the time.
I mean, if I were beating somebody in a sport and they were like so much lower than me on the totem pole, I just wouldn't fixate on that person so much. I'd be like, you're there, it's like, I would not concern myself with that individual. I just wouldn't. Because I would know that I'm a winner and they're a loser. And why should I fixate myself on that person? So it is a little weird to me that there's such a fixation. And so,
and nobody exemplifies the fixation more than Laura Loomer, who is batshit crazy, as we have mentioned before. She also was at the summit and she set her sights on Christina Pushaw, who of course is DeSantis's main campaign manager person. And so she posted this. Okay. So Laura Loomer posted this and with the comment that said, Ron DeSantis's campaign rapid response director, Christina Pushaw, got loomered at the Florida GOP Freedom Summit today, where DeSantis and President Trump are both speaking. I got her right as her boss was about to take the stage. She was slacking in the corner. I asked her why Ron DeSantis hasn't dropped out and why she failed to register as a foreign agent. And then she hit on me. It was weird. So that's what Laura Loomer said about the clip that you're about to see. At no time did Christina Pushaw hit on her. That's freaking crazy that she said that. And she looks like an insane stalker in this clip. I don't know why anybody likes this woman. It makes me insane that people think she's credible at all. Here's how she treated Christina Pushaw.
Hey, Christina, how's it going? Laura, how are you doing? I know you know me because you're always, talking about me.
He's a psycho, man.
Why is Ron DeSantis supporting weaponization of government?
This is my favorite part.
How come you were never held accountable for failing to register as a foreign agent?
She just
You have to go really nice.
Stop.
But the New York Times is covered the video with completely destroying
Failing New York Times is your source?
Girl, you have to stop.
God, she it's just
When
a
is Ron
psycho,
DeSantis
man.
going to drop out, Christina?
I mean, imagine what that's like to be tailed in that way.
Oh, I would be punching people. Like, I can't even.
When is he going to drop out?
She's a
It
much
went
better.
on and on and on.
She's a much better person than I am. I could not deal with that crap. I couldn't. I would be
Same.
throwing hands at people. I could
Just
not.
so irritating.
This is why I don't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
God, that's annoying. And okay, so she's asking, why hasn't DeSantis dropped out of the race? But he's the closest one. So why isn't she harassing Chris Christie's campaign manager?
Oh, she did. She harassed Christie too. She caught up with Christie and said the meanest things to him. Like, she was just like, you're probably going to have a heart attack because you eat too much. Why are you still running for president? It's that level of ridiculousness.
Okay,
She's
so is
awful.
she harassing Doug Burgum's campaign manager? Is she harassing, Asa Hutchinson's campaign? Is she harassing all the campaign managers? She's doing this to
honestly,
all of
she
them?
probably is, because that's just who she is. I
And
mean,
just
she's
attacking
awful.
how they look and attacking. So does she not want there to be a free and fair election where people are allowed to actually, go against Trump? Like, she just wants there to be a dictatorship, right?
Essentially, she's mad at everybody that's staying in.
It's a constitutional republic, lady. Other people are allowed to run for effing president. Like we're allowed to do that. It's America, you know? It's like, it's not just like he just gets it and everybody else needs to drop out. We have a year. Other people are allowed to run. That's how this country works. Get a grip, you psycho.
I don't. She is crazy.
My God.
Speaking of crazy, remember Stacey Abrams? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Stacey Abrams was trending on Twitter, and I was like,
she's writing another porno, like another porno book. Remember her porno books? Remember?
Yeah, I think she still does her exotic literature or whatever. Erotic. What do they call it? Erotic
literature. I thought porno, right?
But Jen Psaki decided that Stacey Abrams was worth interviewing and wanted to get her take on why Kamala faces so much intense criticism. Why is it possible that criticism has something to do with the fact that she's a Black woman? If you ask Stacey Abrams that question, what do you think she's going to say? You know what I mean?
Right. I think we all know.
It's exactly as you would expect. Check this out.
I've not seen that third-party candidacy will have any real effect.
I wanted to ask you about the vice president because she has been under a huge amount of scrutiny through her entire time in office. I think there's a lot of reasons for this, but I want to ask you, as a prominent woman of color who's run for office, do you think she would be receiving these same critiques if she was a white man?
No.
Oh my God.
No, not at all. No.
We will always question the person behind the person, but we cannot ignore that misogyny and racism remain very prevalent in our politics. And for those behaviors that don't rise to either misogyny or racism, there's also just the difference. Our expectations are set for the traditional white male vice president. It's what it's always been. It's what it's always been.
Oh my God.
We are not always great with new. But more importantly, I know if you filter through the critiques, if you think about how she is castigated, it is inextricably linked to race and gender. I applaud the poise with which she has responded.
Have you ruled out running for office?
I don't even know what the answer to that question was.
Because the answer is no. The answer is no. I have not ruled it out. She's going to run and run and run until she can't run no more. This is what, my God. It has nothing to do with her race or her gender, because we talk about how much of a dumbass Joe Biden is. And he is white as the driven snow. And he is a dude. And he's dumber than a stick. Okay, he's so dumb. It has nothing to do with your skin color or your gender. It doesn't. She's just as dumb as he is. He's probably dumber than her. And that's saying
it's possible.
It may be, I can't tell. It's just on any given day. It's like, it's a race as who's going to be dumber than the other. I don't know. It's hard because they're both equally dumb. Someday.
But you know, Jen Psaki's not going to, she won't ask the obvious question, which is, so if people are equally criticizing Biden and Kamala, what's your explanation for that? She won't ask that question because she likes Stacey's answer.
Of course
she likes
does.
it. It's exactly what she was hoping for.
Absolutely. God, that woman, it's like she is the biggest loser.
I know.
And they're going to just she's going to keep running for things. She's horrific. Absolutely horrific.
There is a Democratic Congresswoman that you see here. Jasmine Crockett is her name. And so she was reacting on the State of the Union news show about these recent polls showing that Trump is leading Biden in a bunch of the really important states. And so she wanted to offer her explanation for why that might be so.
Perception is reality. And so when you look at the data that was provided in this poll, it talks about how people feel. And when people decide whether they're going to the poll or whether they're not going to the poll, it's all about how you feel in that moment. And so while the facts may not align with their feelings are dictating their reality. Their reality is that they said that they feel better or they felt better when Trump was in office. But we've been trying to push back. We've got some very popular African-American artists that are out here saying things like, oh, I got checks when Trump was in office. I want those checks again, not understanding that really came from Congress. So we've got a couple of things, the perception issue, and then we also have an issue as it relates to civics in this country and people not understanding exactly how any of this works.
Oh,
What?
okay. So okay. So Democrats, wait, who doesn't understand civics? Who's not understanding?
The people who are being polled?
The people who are polled don't understand civics. Okay. And that's why they right now are thinking that Trump would be better in office.
Right. They just don't understand why their lives were so good under Trump had nothing to do with Trump. It was because of civics.
Meantime, like Democrats are saying that democracy is in jeopardy, like democracy, while we live in a constitutional republic. Like these are the people who are constantly screaming about democracy, democracy, democracy. It's like, you don't even know like what you live in. That's like, let's talk about civics. Like, yeah, okay, all right. And your money doesn't come from Congress. Your money, if you were getting checks, like if you were getting, say, COVID checks, right?
Right.
Your money comes from us. Your money doesn't just come from like congressmen. They're not doling out checks. Your money comes from people, hardworking people, tax-paying citizens.
From whom it has been confiscated in order to give back to you.
Stolen. Taxation is theft. Yeah.
But anyway, this is what they're thinking is that it's just it's like a misunderstanding. They just don't know. And what's interesting too about this election is that if you think about it, Democrats are usually propped up to some degree by young people, by the youngest, naivest among us. They're the ones like Harry Sisson, right, who gets all excited and paid to promote Democrats.
Yep.
But then at the same time, Kamala herself and Joe Biden himself often denigrate that exact population. You might remember these clips.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. Give me a break.
That should be played on a continuous loop in every GOP ad.
Yeah.
Because then maybe those young people who are like, oh my God, Biden and Kamala, maybe they would get a grip. They don't care about you. They are using you. They think you're morons.
Right. And they first need to play it to Harry Sisson.
Yes.
Know? And all the people who like praise that kid for everything that he says. Yeah, they all are a bunch of morons. They have no idea. And every college kid who's out there, protesting.
Right.
And saying free Palestine and doing all the crap right now. That's who it needs to be played for because, actually they're right. I mean, I'm not going to say that Kamala and Joe are wrong because in a sense they are right because man, a lot of those kids are absolute sheep and they don't have it very hard. So they're not 100% incorrect.
Well, I mean, because of Bidenomics, they have it harder than any generation of their age group before. You know what I mean? Like it's a struggle. You find an 18 to 24-year-old group right now who is able to get good jobs and get their own housing and all that stuff. You've ruined it.
From an economical standpoint, sure.
Yeah.
But from a cush standpoint, on a lot of sense, I mean, it's not like those kids have seen a lot of hardship in any other sense.
Right. A hardship to them is like not having an iPhone.
Right. I mean, they've been coddled in every other way, every other way.
Well, I'll tell you what could possibly help them, that particular age group, is signing up for Zach's webinar that is happening on Thursday, November 16th. We've told you guys about Zach Abraham and Bulwark Capital Management before and how helpful they are when it comes to protecting your wealth, protecting your finances and your savings and your retirement. And Zach is holding another seminar. Let me just tell you what it's going to be about. This is free, by the way, November 16th, Thursday, November 16th. It is free. It's to learn about risk management strategy, active management of portfolios. He's going to explain how Bulwark Capital's investment and retirement planning process is protecting portfolios against loss because risk management is their number one focus. So if you want to sign up, it is free. You can sign up for this free webinar at knowyourriskradio.com. Investment advisory services are offered through Trek Financial, which is an SEC registered investment advisor. Sign up. Get yourself some free knowledge at knowyourriskradio.com. Okay, so I wanted to also play Doug Murray. Doug Murray, who's just one of my favorite commentators of all time. He was on some panel with Jordan Peterson and some others talking about how this rise of anti-Semitism is such a surprise and how multiculturalism and this attitude that people have about diversity being a strength, it's not. sometimes diversity is the absolute worst thing for a society. And I think you can see that in real time in London right now. And so he mentioned the shame that he has.
But I would say one thing, Jordan, you brought up the issue of a multicultural society and its limits, and I would send people out with one thought in particular. All societies must have limits. Limits about what they will put up with and what they will not. This past week has been the first time in my life that Jewish friends from abroad have asked me if London is a safe place for Jews. I feel such shame about this. And I would like to say one very practical thing. It is not Jews who should fear being in London. It is the people who would make Jews fear being in London.
I love him.
Yeah, I know.
He's
a treasure. He's an absolute treasure.
He really, really, really is. I want to make sure I haven't forgotten anybody. Leslie L says her white male boss is getting just as much. That was at 8:30. So that was like 10 minutes ago. And I don't remember what we were talking about.
Either. I don't know.
But thank you so much. I'm sorry that we're late on that.
Yeah.
Bill Maher also was talking about how this rise in anti-Semitism here at home has been a surprise to him. And he considers himself a person who does not any longer get easily surprised. Just listen.
What do you make of this level of just gut-wrenching anti-Semitism? I must admit, I don't think of myself as a naive person, and I've been surprised. It was like a volcano that blew. I mean, just like people in the United States with banner, fuck Israel, you know, any means necessary. I don't know where this comes from. I guess it's ancient, obviously. The hatred of the Jews goes way back. But I was taken aback by this.
You can't tell me you don't think social media has made it much worse.
So you think that's the answer? Because it's got to be something about the Jews themselves, because there are other people around the world who are oppressed. There are other colonized places, not that Israel colonized anything, but why this one place? Why does this arouse, especially among young people? I mean, the young people who hated Trump because he wouldn't condemn the people with the tiki torches, talking about Jews rule. You're the ones with the tiki torches now.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he's really naive, though. I really do. I think Maher, he's naive to like. I think he's been in a liberal bubble for so long that it takes him. It's like, dude, just take the freaking red pill already. You know,
Right, you're
it's
so
like
close.
yeah. I mean, he's close, but then he's so far away. Like there are just some things I'm just like, he's there, but then he like takes 5 steps back. You know, I get really frustrated with Bill Maher because he's so naive in a lot of ways. It's like, yeah, there's hatred of Jews. I mean, have you not like where have you been, dude? I mean, I get it. Like I'm surprised by the anti-Semitism too, but then at the same time, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, because we have been letting these people into our country for decades. You know what I mean? Just unchecked. We've been letting these people in. What did you expect? Your party is the one that has done this.
Yeah.
You did this. You did it. I get so mad at these people when they're like, I'm so surprised.
What's going on? Where's all the hatred coming from?
This is why I get so angry. And then they play dumb about it. I mean, they're just like, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked by the level of hatred. Really? Okay.
Yeah. You want to see the level of hatred. Here's a Jew who went undercover to one of those rallies to get a feel for how people feel at those protests. And here's how it went. Hide your kids, hide your wives.
I'm a Jew going undercover at a free Palestine rally to see what they're really about.
Hey, how would you describe a Jew?
They're devils.
Who's at fault?
The Jews. The Jews. Always been a problem.
So if they do take Palestine, where do the 12 million Jews go?
Go to hell. That's the literal slogan.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Okay, if we free Palestine, where do the Jews go?
Hey, go back to Brooklyn, bitch!
Shout out to Kanye. He was right.
Dude.
How do I know that you are?
That I'm not a Jew?
Get the fuck out of my face. Get out of my fucking...
The Hamas book, the action they take, it's not a terrorist attack.
I am queer for Palestine, yes.
What do you think about the argument when people are saying in Gaza they kill gay people?
It's very unsafe to be queer here, too.
But they're not actually killing gay people for being gay by law, right? The way it is in Gaza.
But why do we keep going back to, like, Gaza?
Why is there such a basis for them to have a homeland? Nobody else has a homeland.
Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
My family's from Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan, by the way, so that's a Muslim country, right?
Predominantly, yes.
So would you consider that your homeland?
Yes, so I guess I do have a claim over that, but you can't claim Israel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That guy is the guy, I can't remember his actual name, but he's the guy that founded the site, I won't say the word, F Jerry, F-U-C-K Jerry. If you guys follow him on like Instagram, or he may be, I'm assuming he's on Twitter. But
so how's that being received?
He's I don't know. I haven't gone back, but when I went and saw that the other day, he's huge. He's got huge accounts and he's Jewish.
Interesting.
And so, yeah. And people love him, right? So I'm sure that there are people who are like, oh, wait, you're Jewish?
Well, that's why I'm wondering, like, what the reception has been like for videos like this.
It's a great question. So now I want to go back and see how it is being received, because, you know, a lot of people who are probably total disgusting anti-Semites probably loved him before. And now they see this and they're like, oh, I can't love him anymore. Because
it's the same with Amy Schumer. She ended up having to turn off her comments for a lot of her posts because she wants to be able to express support for Israel, and just couldn't because the backlash was so bad. So she ended up just turning off her comments altogether.
It's just nuts. Like, what is going on? You know? And I guess that it's because, listen, we've allowed it to happen. We've just allowed it to happen. And shame on the people in Hollywood who are not speaking up.
Yeah.
Shame on all those people in Hollywood who are just sitting back and allowing this shit to happen, you know, because it's unacceptable. If you
Did you see what's Angelina Jolie's dad? He called her out.
John Voight.
John Voight.
He did? He called his daughter out?
Oh, yeah. He said, I'm just so disappointed in her for saying these ridiculous things. She doesn't know the history. I mean, he called her straight out.
Is she a free Palestine person? I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, but the people who are saying nothing are the people who, because you know that there are a lot of like people in Hollywood who are either Jewish or are, you know, like married to Jewish people who are saying nothing.
Right.
I mean, shame on you. Absolutely shame on you. You live in this beautiful free country of ours, and you're just going to sit back and you're going to watch people get treated like this. There are 16 million Jews, and there are like 1.2 billion Muslims in this.
Oh, it's way more than that.
Probably
way more than that.
2 billion. Yeah, something like that. Muslims. I mean, and when you see people saying from the river to the sea, we know what that means. Unacceptable. It is unacceptable to stand by and allow people to say that to Jewish people. Unacceptable.
Rashida was trying to say on Twitter that that's not really what it means. She was like, no, that's not. It doesn't mean anything bad.
And I saw a post like that. I saw a post this weekend. I saw a couple posts like that this weekend on Instagram. And every time I saw that, I'd write bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's not okay for people to just sit by and watch that happen. It's just not. Because you know what? That happened, how many years ago? Was it 90 years ago? Was it 90? I don't know. I don't do math. How many years ago? How many years ago was that? But people would allow that to just happen. It's not okay to be silent. It's just not.
Judy says, just realized you said my name right. Nobody gets it right. Love you, girls.
What was the name? I didn't hear the name.
Judy Flackney.
Flackney.
So yay, I guess I said that right.
85 years.
Speaking of Rashida has put out an ad blasting her own Democrat president, saying she and other people like her are not going to forget his support for Israel. It's the dumbest ad ever. Here it is.
We stand with Israel.
president, the American people are not with you on this one.
Innocent civilians are going to be hurt going forward. I wish I could tell you something different. I wish that wasn't going to happen, but it is going to happen.
I want to thank President Biden for his unequivocal support.
We will remember in 2024.
Okay.
That's terrifying to see that number of people.
Yeah.
On the wrong side.
I actually, if you go to our Instagram at Chicks on Right on Instagram, I put like 4 videos up this weekend of just the unbelievable crowds all over. Just crazy crowds, you guys, everywhere. It was just the sheer number of people who are the free Palestine people all over the place. It's nuts. It's nuts. They're here. And listen, Christians are next. If you think otherwise, you're an idiot. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just we're next. We're next.
Robin Zecca, thank you. Robin says Gal Gadot is having an event where she is showing the footage from the Hamas GoPros. It is horrific video, apparently. Yeah, I mean, it's been out there on Twitter. Good for her. Good for her for making people open their eyes. I mean, whatever. I mean, that's awesome. I hope people actually attend and see it and do the things.
She'll probably never work again.
Laura
Hollywood.
Kate Baker, thank you so much for that super sticker. Appreciate it. This is a teacher. What you see on your screen now, it's a teacher in Canada whose 13-year-old student apparently wrote a poem for Palestine. And these are the words from a 13-year-old.
I want to read something to you. When did you write this?
Right now.
It's really nice. Okay. From the river to the sea, Palestine should be free. From our hearts and above, Palestine should be loved. From the sky to space, there should be no struggles Palestinians should face. From the ocean to below, Palestine should be known. From the soil to the sand, Israel should be banned. From the grass to the trees, Palestine should be seen. Wow.
What in the hell?
Oh, that's
that was a really good poem.
Yeah. What's next? So America is going to be banned next. America will be banned next, right?
Oh my God.
Are we going to clap for that?
And there was a video I saw of itty bitties. I mean, probably 3 or 4-year-olds in like Houston, this group of like Muslim kids being indoctrinated at the earliest ages to chant in appreciation of Soleimani. And this was in Texas. There were hundreds of these kids. And that's what I was looking at them thinking, once again, sometimes diversity is not a strength. Sometimes it destroys a culture completely. Just horrifying. I know everybody enjoyed this guy when I played him last time. This is Daniel Ryan Spalding, and he has a message for the Queers for Palestine folks.
If there was a Hamas terrorist attack at a queer rave in Brooklyn or Berlin, there'd probably be a purple-haired girl in the center of the massacre watching all her friends be brutally murdered. It's okay, guys. Resistance is justified when people are occupied. It's Israel's fault. Her best friends being burned alive and mutilated. It's okay, Michaela. Take one for the team. She'd probably take a knife and start stabbing herself. I'm fighting apartheid. Maybe you should reserve your anger for the radical Islamic Nazi death cult that started this war by massacring 1,500 innocent people and doesn't give a shit about their own people and uses them as human shields. Oh, but that's a little scary to say, right? Because those are the people that'll actually come and kill you. I guess it's easier to just spew a bunch of anti-Semitic hate and say that Israel shouldn't exist and all those Jewish people, they had it coming, right? Well, you know what? You're not a peace-loving person. You're not a part of a resistance movement. What you are is the kid in elementary school who sides with the bully because he's too scared to stand up for himself. You are an intellectually dishonest coward, and everybody knows it. And the only reason no one says it to your face is because having a conversation with you is fucking insufferable.
I love him.
I know, it's awesome. He's so great.
I love him.
So great. This was an actual headline, you guys, from Salon. Can you even with this? So now Mike Johnson, sweet Christian little Mike Johnson, new speaker, that's a bigger threat to America than Hamas.
Yeah. Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
I just...
These people are freaking loons, man. They will do everything they can to twist and turn and create a narrative. They can F off. Seriously. Yeah. Take all the seats, Salon. Brian Karam. Okay, Brian Karam.
Isn't he that? He used to work for Playboy because I remember him. I remember his name, like when he was on the White House grounds and he was trying to. I remember him getting like kicked out or something. There was something about that Brian guy.
God, it's just that is the most insufferable headline,
isn't it? It's just unreal.
And thought process and spin. I mean, gross. Sit down.
Now, I will give you something good before we get to our daylight savings time thing. And this is the sweetest video. I don't know where it is. I don't know what city, but there is, it clearly like is a big city or a downtown area. And there's like those little guardrails that are basically pasted full of all of those pictures that we've seen people ripping down of the kidnapped children that were taken hostage by Hamas. And so you've seen people all over the place ripping them down. This old, precious man has an entirely different attitude, and it is just the sweetest sight that you are ever going to see. This like split my heart into a bazillion pieces. It's just so precious. Look at this. And
go.
And go.
Here it goes. Oh my God, he's blowing kisses.
Isn't that the sweetest? I love him so much.
He was blowing kisses, you guys.
I just
my heart. Are you joking?
My heart. It hurts.
That's the sweetest thing.
I know.
People want to know what that gay dude's name was because he was.
It's David Ryan Spalding.
I'm going to write that down.
He's
Ryan
hilarious.
Spalding. I love him.
He's a good follow. Leah, thank you. Leah says, if my country does not win, what happened in October will happen again. Period.
I feel like it's already going to happen. It's something like that's going to happen at some point. So everybody just get ammo. Seriously.
I mean,
stay vigilant and just keep your head on a swivel. I'm not trying to be
we've got all
alarmist.
These clowns that are saying ceasefire. There cannot be one until Hamas is gone.
Yeah. And it's like, and if you hear of I think we're going to play it, but like the Hezbollah leader, you hear that guy talk.
I skipped past it because we're already so over.
All right. Well, we're over. But the Hezbollah leader was like, listen, America, this is America's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, we're coming for you, America. The Hezbollah leader said that. So it's just a matter of time, you guys.
And it's not just Israel. That's just the first target.
It's us too. They hate us.
Mm-hmm.
And so when all these college kids are running around going, oh my God, I love them. Oh, I love them. Oh. I mean, okay. All right. But they hate you. So snap out of it, sweetheart, because they don't like you. They do not like you. They are entirely misinformed, these kids. Very indoctrinated and misinformed because, Hamas, Hezbollah, they don't like you.
Exactly. All right. So hopefully everybody, this was the easier time to set clocks different, right? This is the falling back, which is always much easier than springing forward.
So much better.
But still, it's stupid. We have always been absolutely adamantly, ferociously opposed to changing clocks. It is so dumb. It needs to stop. If Congress could get together on one thing, I would love it to be that, where they would just put an end to all the clock switching. Just stop trying to F with time. And our former executive producer, when we were in radio at WIBC, there was an epic rant that he had about daylight savings time that we like to reminisce about and bring back from time to time, especially when it comes time to do the switching of the clocks because it was so funny. So there is not video. There's just a screenshot that you're going to see the three of our happy little faces with some fake big lips. But you're going to hear his epic daylight savings time rant. You guys ready?
It's so great.
Here we go.
In case anyone out there needed another reason why daylight savings time is just plain stupid, and God knows I don't need any more reasons.
He has no strong feelings about this.
Not at all.
A hospital in Massachusetts posted an interesting occurrence on their Facebook page. The Petersons were blessed with twins during the Saturday overnight. Samuel was born first, but his twin brother, Ronan, is officially older. So how is that possible? Well, the hospital said Samuel was born at 1:39 a.m. on Sunday, November 6th. By the time Ronan was born, 31 minutes later, daylight saving time had ended, and the time fell back an hour, and that made Ronan's official time of birth 1:10 a.m.
Oh my God.
So on paper, Ronan is the older twin, which is why we have to stop acting like we can just manipulate time. Whatever time it is, that's what time it is. Just because we all move our clocks back doesn't mean time actually changed. We just keep lying to ourselves about this. Chicks, are you with me?
Yes, Matt. 1,000 times yes.
It is the stupidest thing in the world.
That poor twin.
So that people can play an extra round of golf on Friday, or don't have to mow their lawns on the week. Oh, we're just going to add an hour a day. Why don't we just add 4 more hours of daylight? I would like 4 more. Hey, you know what? 1994 was a really good year for me. Can we just make it 1994 again?
Yes.
We have got to knock this off.
Yes, that was a really good year. You know what? I hate that it's dark, you guys.
Oh, it's awful. Well, just turn your clock back, and then it'll be nighttime, and you won't have that problem.
Let's do that. Let's the three of us just do that and see what happens.
Liberals and conservatives, Jews and Muslims, nobody can agree about anything, but twice a year, we all stop what we're doing and lie to ourselves about what freaking time it is. And with that, the speed round is over.
Everything is, it's over. Yay!
Oh my God, we had way too much fun on the radio, you guys.
That was
way
good
too
times.
much fun. It was such good times. That was Matt Hiblin. He was the greatest. We loved him so much, and his crazy hair.
Crazy. Who's the painter that he always was on Halloween? You know, the happy trees?
The happy trees. Who's the happy trees guy? You guys, who's the happy trees guy? Who's the one? Who's the happy?
You guys know who we're talking about. Happy trees.
The happy trees painter.
That's
you guys
who
know.
Matt didn't even have to use a costume because look at him. He just could be
Bob
Ross.
He would always go as Bob Ross. Yeah. Because he had that great hair.
My gosh.
He had the greatest hair. It was just crazy. Yeah.
So great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Mary M. Thank you. Mary says, if you live in Kentucky, get to the polls tomorrow and vote Cameron, get Bashir out. If you're anywhere, go to the polls tomorrow. I'm going to vote, even though I'm not going to even live here anymore after next year, and it's not going to impact me directly. Still going to go to the polls tomorrow for municipal elections. So make sure that you're doing the same. And even better, if you can work a poll, that's even better.
Yes.
That sounded really bad the way I said that, but you know what I mean.
But you, ladies, work a poll. If you can do that, just try to work a poll. Okay, ladies.
All right. It is time for your whack, and we have a double whack today. And so the first one is the video.
The first, okay, well then just go. Because I mean, just go. Just do the
Okay,
video.
here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Fun fact, if I want to breastfeed and I want to take the medication to help me produce the breast milk that I would need to breastfeed, I can do that. I have no problem with breastfeeding. I have absolutely no problem with using the word breast or using the word woman. I am a woman and I am capable of breastfeeding. I know you don't like to hear that because you hinge your entire identity and existence on biological function.
No, I actually
but
don't.
There it is. It is possible. Now, am I likely to be in that position at the age of nearly 38? No. And we have no intention of having any children further. So I'm not going to be in any type of position to be breastfeeding. I could give two shits what terms you or anybody else uses. Nobody is stealing your womanhood. Nobody is oppressing you.
He's got like hair on his chest and man hands.
It's so gross.
You're a dude. It's stop it. Just stop. We need to bring back mental institutions. We have to.
We
and
really,
he
really
needs
do.
to go there. Stop. I'm so sick of this. Who else is sick of this crap? I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of all this crap. I am. Just stop. He's insane. These people are insane. And we need to quit encouraging it. Encouraging the insanity. Just stop with the insanity. Stop it.
Oh, it's being encouraged.
Oh my God.
This was the headline on Daily Mail on, what was it, Saturday?
Right.
This literally broke my brain.
Yeah.
I cannot understand what's happening here.
I don't either. I thought you were going to be able to explain it to me. So
No.
author comes out as transgender man after husband came out as trans woman, and pair who have trans daughter now live in 4-way open relationship with their trans lovers. I don't understand. I don't get it.
You know what I did?
I
I made the mistake of okay, so I looked, because Daisy, when we were in radio and all this stuff started becoming a thing, she would rely on me.
Yeah, I would.
To explain these kinds of things to her.
It's Mom she has a degree in psychology.
Nothing prepared me for this.
Right.
So I thought, okay, well, I can figure this out, right? I just need to open the article and read the details, and then I will be able to make sense of this. Well, I can't, because the problem is the Daily Mail is so obsessed with paying attention to and pandering. They pander to all of the trans people by using their preferred pronouns.
Right.
And if they didn't do that, then I would have been able to make sense of it. But because they do, I was lost completely, because I have no idea who was a man that's now a woman and who is a woman that's now a man and who's with who and what the trans kid is. I don't know.
So are they in a relationship with their kid? That's the worst part of it. I'm so confused about that, because they said they live in a 4-way open relationship with their trans lovers. Is their kid part of that?
No. So there's another couple. They call it a polycule, and that means there's two couples that are together with each other sexually, and then this kid of theirs, I think the kid is 13. The kid is now trans. I think he's a boy, but is trying to be a girl. And so he's just there. He's just being raised by these 4
freaks.
Yeah.
By the freaks. Yeah.
We're a messed up country right now.
Yeah,
this is happening, and this is freaking messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to say it.
And China and Russia, meanwhile, over there going, it's time. It's time. We're almost there, you guys. It's time. They're about screwed up enough where we can hit them.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is when people start wishing for the sweet meteor of death.
Right. Aliens pass us by. I mean, they're just no, we're not landing. We're not going to land. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. All right. It is time for some My Pillow Toks. And you guys, they are still having their huge sale on the 6-piece towel set. Towels have always been our favorite product from mypillow.com/chicks. So head there today, mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks. You're going to save big on the 6-piece towel sets. They're only $29.98 right now. Stock up. Get them as gifts for anybody that you need to give gifts to. I promise they'll be appreciated. They come in all the colors. So stock up while you can. mypillow.com/chicks. All right. I have so many talks. We're not going to get to all of them today. I'm just going to do these throughout the week. You will see all of them, but we got to start with this precious little puppy who's just figuring out that he's so mad at doorstops.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Isn't he the cutest?
He's so cute.
Oh my God, I want him.
Oh God, he's so precious. So mad. That mean old doorstop.
God, is he ever cute? Oh my gosh.
And somebody said he probably has 20 dog toys in the family that he won't play with. And that's so accurate. So accurate.
He's so mad.
What a precious little nugget he is.
Speaking of precious nuggets, I love it when babies are super sleepy, but they don't want to be. They don't want to miss anything.
Yes.
This is so adorable. Look at her precious face. Damn it.
Miss Cosgrove. Wild night last night, huh, Miss Cosgrove? Listen, try to stay with us for the class. This is money. You know, you don't want to waste your money speaking of money, the economic structure that was set up and put in place in the United States after the Industrial Revolution became a kind of, what's the word, Miss Cosgrove. Miss Cosgrove, wow, wild nights.
That is the greatest thing
Man,
ever.
did you go to sleep at all?
Oh, God.
We in here watching you sleep. I see you laughing, but I don't even think you know what the hell I'm talking about at this
Oh, my God. Her
She's
face.
like,
Right,
let's talk about money
Miss
again.
Cosgrove. We got a
Please
lot
don't.
to do.
Oh, God.
Now,
Eat her
once
up.
the funding structures were allocated to different proximities within the economic structure itself, that's when the U.S. government started to allocate different funding programs. That's the only way.
Miss Cosgrove. Miss Cosgrove.
Oh my God, literally me in every college class.
For real. And you see, I wasn't happy. You were happy. She's like, I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted to be here.
Oh my God, she was so precious. All right, Casper is back with another tune.
I've been meaning to tell you, I got this feeling that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize. You're mine tonight. Now I've got you in my sight.
We've never waited this long.
I know. So good.
Look at you and I can't disguise it.
Right on cue. He is hungry,
Right on cue.
Hungry dog.
Okay, Libby the Chomper is back.
Oh, good.
Libby's back with carrots. Confused at first, but then she remembers the assignment.
Carrots. Okay.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
She's so chompy.
The little trembles.
So cute.
So precious.
So cute.
And then, of course, there's that famous audio that has been applied to so many different clips. I love it here.
Bottom line is we need to get a dog for protection. Like if someone tried to break into our house, I'd want to make sure that they were immediately terrified.
Right. That's terrifying. That dog is terrifying.
I mean, that is that. Yeah,
you turn right around when you see that dog. Terrifying, you guys.
I think we got a couple more thanks. Dragon Stalin 1001. Love you, ladies, but these times remind of Steve Harvey's "If I Were the Devil" speech.
It's so true.
Yeah, it is true. We're trying to stay positive.
We're trying very hard. She's doing all that law of attraction, like put good things out, get good things
trying.
in.
Did not. It failed me on Friday.
Totally didn't work on Friday. I was going to mention that to her, and I was like, if I do, she may hurt me. So I'm just going to not mention any of that to her. Right?
Oh my God. Friday was a day, man. It was
complete dumpster fire. It was like,
oh my God.
Just everything was on
and
fire.
I have gifts that we need to mention. So we need to bring it in first.
Okay, we'll bring it in. I'll wait.
Yeah, Paul Harvey, not Steve Harvey. I just read the super sticker as it was. Paul Harvey.
Sorry. Steve Harvey is that other
he's a
dude.
whole other dude. He's like Family Feud guy.
Yeah, he's a whole other dude.
Anyway.
I'm going to just wait. I'll get Astrid at the very end.
Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to first acknowledge the people that sent National Chicks on the Right Day cards. That was
my gosh.
sweet.
I got some too. I got some
many
cards, which I cannot believe I got cards for that.
I know, right? It was the sweetest.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's National Chicks on the Right Day. We got cards?
We got actual greeting cards for that from Cammie Sweeten, Mean Jean, Pastor Shelley, Ellen Giver, Renee Nadeau, Kelly Matthews. So sweet. And then Kelly Wiseman even included a Starbucks gift card.
Yes.
Kim Poole included a Visa gift card. Jill Loth. Jill sent a Starbucks card. She sent this sign. Where is it? A sign that said, oh yeah, here it is. Like this little I got it all knotted up. This thankful sign.
I love that.
She sent the napkins, like, because I know you got these napkins.
I love those. Those other bitches don't even know.
So great. And then this Chicks Rock. Like she
I
sent
got
this
it. I got
Chicks
it.
Rock.
It's right in front of me. I got it right in front of me. The Chicks Rock.
Love this.
I
Love
love
it.
Mine has daisies on it. See?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so, so awesome.
I love it.
And then Via sent a
Via.
notebook. Screw this. I'm moving to South Carolina.
Via always does too much.
I know. She's out of control. She sent this cute y'all t-shirt, which I
So
just love.
cute.
Love this. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm spilling things everywhere. But thank you. Thank you so much. And the cards were amazing. Just you
Yes, they
guys.
were. I know. Just
so
and so much
sweet.
stuff in them. People wrote the nicest things. Just so sweet. I love on my card. I keep all my cards.
Yeah.
My
same.
daughter, when I die one day, my daughter's gonna have like trunks full of cards. She's gonna be
And
like,
she's gonna be
"Oh,
like, people liked you.
people why? Why did people like her? Like exactly. She's gonna be like, what? Yeah, it's crazy. So crazy.
Okay, bring
Okay, you may get Astrid.
bring
Okay,
Astrid.
hold on.
Yeah, I'll embiggen the screen because everybody needs to see the doggos. So anyway, thanks you guys. That was so needed after the Friday that we had. Oh man, was that awful.
You come in here.
I feel like we have a
You come in here.
bot.
We have a troll. We have a troll.
Yeah, I had a bot that we needed to get rid of.
You're so seepy. Oh no, somebody's so seepy. Oh my god.
There she is.
Give it a shake. There it is.
Nice
so many
big
flaps. So good. She's just so good. She understands the assignment.
She gets it.
You
so
guys. Oh, we're gonna have a great Monday. We're gonna try to have a really good Monday, everybody.
gonna do
Everybody do it. And then
We can
will
do it.
talk. We will talk to everybody tomorrow.